The Second Dimension, as made popular by the 2011 blockbuster Phineas and Ferb the movie Across the Second Dimension. It's the main setting of this generational banger, and yet it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. Every other dimension is extremely unique. You've got the real world, you got this guy, you get this place, and then there's just Earth 2? I don't buy it. The second dimension is so similar to the first dimension that I think there has to be more to it. My instincts tell me that this isn't a second dimension so much as it's an alternate timeline. All the same people live in the same buildings in the second dimension, which must mean that this place was recently identical to Earth, probably within a single human lifetime. Our question today, then, is what could have possibly split the timeline? What catastrophic event was the catalyst for turning beautiful Danville into this nightmarish hexscape? Let's talk about it. If you're a fan of this movie, you're probably confused by how dumb I sound right now. Like, we know what happened differently in this timeline. Doofenshmirtz successfully took over the tri-state area. Danville is nice because it's governed by nice people, but this place sucks because it's ruled by an evil dictator. That's a lame explanation because it's obvious, but it also doesn't really explain anything. Why was Doofenshmirtz successful in this reality but not the other one? It seems like he's just smarter, but that doesn't really give us a satisfying answer either. I guess he just had a better childhood? He still became evil because he lost his train, but perhaps the lack of social damage in his upbringing made him smarter? That's also not a very fun answer. The timeline just split because it had to be different for the sake of the movie. This Doofenshmirtz never failed at kickball. He never disappointed his mom at the claw machine, and he never had to wear girls' clothing. He had a better upbringing, so he was smart enough to take over the tri-state area. That's kinda disappointing and lame. Thanks for watching. Wait a minute. Why did the original Doofenshmirtz have to wear girls' clothing? Why were his kickball skills so underwhelming? And who did his mom turn around and give that stuffed bear to? You don't mean. Furboids and Vanessa likes, this is my grand theory. I assert to you that the second dimension is not different because something happened, but because something didn't happen. The missing man, the catalyst for chaos in dimension number 2 is none other than Roger Doofenshmirtz. This 6'2" slice of manhood is inexplicably absent from the second dimension, and that is what caused it to be different. Without Roger, Hines was able to have a good childhood. He was probably loved and supported, which gave him the brainpower needed to successfully take over the tri-state area. In this universe, was Roger born as a girl like his parents expected? Was he simply never born at all? We'll never know for sure, but the outcome is the same. Don't believe me? Let's look at some of the facts. Obviously, Roger is not mentioned or present in the movie. We also know that the only traumatizing thing to befall alternate dimension Doofenshmirtz was the loss of his toy train. None of the bad Roger stories happened to him. That's the core of my theory, but it's still a bit flimsy. Thankfully, we have a little more to go off of. In Season 4, the episode Tales from the Resistance shows us a little bit of what life was like in the second dimension after evil Doofenshmirtz was deposed. Throughout this entire 2-part episode, we're again denied any evidence that Roger exists in this world. Once Doof was overthrown, shouldn't Roger have been reinstated as the rightful mayor of Danville? Perhaps freed from the jail he was cast into by Hines? If anything like that happened, we don't know about it. In both the movie and the follow-up TV episode, Roger Doofenshmirtz is never ever mentioned as part of the second dimension. If you're still not convinced, let's examine some of the dialogue in that Season 4 episode. When Alpha agents start turning up as evil cyborgs, the gang questions an incarcerated Hines Doofenshmirtz to see if he's behind all this. In reply, he delivers this chilling line.
There is, however, another Doofenshmirtz.
The first and only response to that offered by the good guys is that Doof was referring to Vanessa, his 16-year-old daughter who isn't even evil. Doof himself immediately says that guess is ridiculous. Nobody ever mentions or guesses that he was referring to Roger before the truth comes out. Hines' ex-wife Charlene was the real culprit, but to break into her home, Doof tells them it's protected by a biometric access lock that can only be opened by a Doofenshmirtz. Even at this point, nobody mentions Roger. Alka decides to tie up Hines and bring him over there to get inside. You brought the dangerous criminal with whom this case is obviously a conflict of interest? If Roger is around in this universe, why not go and get him involved? He should be the mayor after all. But of course they don't go get Roger because Roger is nowhere to be found. The reason things are different, the creation moment of the second dimension itself, all traces back to Roger's absence. The second dimension is the way it is because Roger Doofenshmirtz is MIA. Our boy was never born. I rest my case. But hey, that's just a theory. a television theory. Have a good day. I appreciate you.